Hello and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast, your source for weekly news on all things video games. I'm your host, Solon, and this is my first time hosting. I'm really excited. With me, I have an, effusive team, a crack squad of experts in the field. I have Rose.
Hey, I believe in you. You can do it.
Thanks, Rose. Thanks. That's my friend Rose. I have Maverick.
Folks, video games, get out of here.
What do you want to talk about instead? You want something else? We could change it. I don't think it's so strict.
We can talk about Arn Anderson being a fucking psycho right now and how much that rules. I don't know, like, he loves to get a gun. He loves to burn stuff in an ethereal pyre. He's going full Dark Souls mode, and that rocks. But not, I'm changing my mind. Video games are actually baller and swag again, so let's keep it going.
Oh, thank God. Whew.
Well, it's an exciting time. We've got a lot to talk about today. There's some real fun Destiny news. We've got a Twitch leak we're going to cover. The Dragon Quest ban. We'll get to it. But I want to just catch up with y'all. I want to bring things together in the spirit of gaming by talking about some of the games that we've been playing this week. Rose, you've been playing a couple of games. You actually finished some video games, which I didn't know was possible in 2021. I've been playing a couple, and they don't really have ends anymore. They stopped that.
Yeah, just sort of like, it's like they're poking you over and over again after a certain point, and eventually you can try to escape, but it's pretty hard.
Yeah, after last week's episode, I installed BlueStacks because Scott recommended it. Now I have so many gacha games.
Boy.
They're poking me. But let's talk about some games that you've actually finished. Something with an end that I can get into.
All right. So first up, I guess I'll go in terms of old to new. So Astral Chain, I finished. The game from 2019?
Yeah.
I think,
yeah. You're
feels like
cops.
It's older than that.
You're like your space anime cops.
Your space anime cops. I think you're on an arc that's west of Chile, I believe? ? Just floating in the ocean, and it's like a cyberpunk city. Anyways, this game's pretty alright. It has some interesting ideas behind it. Like, the whole conceit of the game is the title, right? The chain, the astral chain, where all of your, like, big character action moves are devoted on, or like separated onto this like abstract eldritch robot thing that you can move around the arena on a chain. And when it comes to gameplay with that, it's like not as good as your standard Platinum game, but you can tell they were trying to do something different. They were like trying to mix things up and do this idea of like, V from Devil May Cry 5, right? He's like a summoner character. He doesn't fight primarily. He has some moves, but he fights with his little guys, and that's sort of the whole thing. I think it's done better in Devil May Cry. But it's like an interesting idea. I think the only problem is that interesting idea becomes a lot more loaded when you're a cop with a thing on a chain that you're forcing to fight for you.
Do they ever get past that? Because it sounds like when I played it for the first like 3 hours, I was like, yeah, this character action, this is kind of cool. I'm not a big like, puppet character fighting game fan, and I'd rather get up and in there, but like the combo system was working, everything was working, but I couldn't get past that everything's about being like trying to make your dad proud and you're in the police force.
Yeah, so they never do anything with it. It is completely an uncritical look at it. It's to give it a generous read, it is just the equivalent of Fire Force, basically, that shonen show. But it's like, it's all set dressing, basically. It's all just this conceit. However, like, even if it's doing that, they are putting in accidental things when they're trying to mix up the game mechanics, basically. You go around doing the, like, archetypal idealistic cop things of like rescuing a cat out of a tree and stuff like that, or helping wounded people, which just feels like stealing fire department's valor, but whatever.
Wait,
that's right.
Is that how they think about it?
That's how I think about it.
Hey, that was our cat. You got to get off her turf.
It's just like, well, it's part of a larger problem where they really try to portray, like, even though everyone in this game universe hates you, right? Because you're the cops. They just sprinkle in a random kid in every mission who goes, wow, cop, thanks for getting me ice cream. You're so cool and amazing. I love the police. Like, it just feels like...
So you are cosplaying as protecting and serving the community.
Yeah, but then
as a side quest kind of joke.
Yeah, but they do this, and then there are also side quests that are like, a dude did graffiti, beat him up, and then chain him around, like send him to prison right now just because he did graffiti. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And as that story develops, it gets even more insane, because I figured that the clear intention with what they were doing was they were going to say, like, oh, there are these theoretical ideas of what a cop could be, but in reality, the system is corrupt and the people behind it are evil. They're doing bad things. Like, that is the thing. And even when the head of the police, to an extent, becomes evil near the end of that game, they instead try to push it off by saying, oh, it's just him, and he made a brigade of darkness cops, and those are different from the normal cops, don't worry. And there's just no critical analysis of it at all, and it really rubbed me the wrong way, which is unfortunate, because I think the game itself is fine. It's just like, I think especially when just recently Scarlet Nexus came out, and Scarlet Nexus, you're ostensibly in the same role as these guys, except they envisioned them as an alternate concept to what the police would be in a society, and also like go out of their way to say, yeah, and also being a cop is just inherently bad, and the power structures of this government will inevitably lead to people taking advantage of it. Whereas this is just like, and then a guy becomes God and you kill him.
Wait, you said that, what was the game that just came out?
Scarlet Nexus.
Oh, that just came out. I've been getting Scarlet Nexus confused for Code Vein for like the last...
Oh, no, Code Vein's like
forever.
3 years old or something.
Yeah. I thought when I saw that come out on Game Pass, sorry, this isn't part of the connection, but now I'm realizing that I was like, oh yeah, finally, that old game from 3 years ago is out on Game Pass. Good for that. Oh, that's a different game altogether.
Yeah, they're completely different. It's
one of them's good.
Ooh, you're right, though.
See, I put my heart and soul into Code Vein.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Aren't these both Bandai Namco games?
They are.
Yeah, same team.
Yeah.
But one of them is allowed to be an action game, while the other one tried to ride the Souls dynamic to middling success.
They really just could not do bosses.
Ugh, no, barely even bosses.
Wait, can you bring me into Scarlet Nexus then?
Yeah, I can tell you about that. One final thing about Astral Chain, though. Just one thing.
Yes,
when
please.
you do the Devil Trigger equivalent that you get in the second to last chapter, anytime you do it, it plays a vocal anime song, or like a vocal song that's sung by one of the Kamen Rider opening singers. So it's just this lady coming in and belting out, "You like, I'm a dark hero," or whatever. It fucking rules.
Yeah. Yep. That was part of the thing that got me, was there was some really good music. Exchanges.
The whole soundtrack is really good, which made, especially, this is another weird thing, the last chapter uses entirely orchestral epic music, and it sucks ass, because you're going from these really cool like synth and like, I don't even know how to describe, very good, just good beats, and then you go into just generic JRPG style stuff. Disappointing.
I found that happen in games. I don't know what's about, but like for some reason, when a game gets to its conclusion, the composer's just like, all right, let's change genres entirely. Let's stop doing what took us to the dance. Let's make it an orchestral, big, epic, final encounter music. And I just, sometimes it doesn't hit right. This happened with Octopath Traveler, kind of did something like this for me, where the song isn't like the final boss song isn't bad. It just is like really out of place compared to the rest of the very like subdued and like relaxing kind of music.
I think more games need to do Final Fantasy X Otherworld, where the final boss just starts doing 2000s thrash metal at you.
Yep.
You should just always have a J-Rock. Just have J-Rock in your soundtrack.
That's what I've been
alluding
dealing
to.
with
What we'll talk about later.
The World Ends With You. Oh, sorry.
No, just alluding to what we'll be discussing later today about having just a really good J-Rock soundtrack. But no, also shout out to Neo Twowie for holding it down.
They really
yeah.
have.
So I can tell you about Scarlet Nexus just real quick, Solon.
Please help me disentangle these Bandai Namco games from my head.
This one is allowed to be an action game, as Maverick said. It is a character action game, unlike the Souls-like stuff, and it is a brain punk is the genre. They said it is brain punk, which is it's just cyberpunk, but it's all like bioorganic or whatever. And the conceit of the game is there's two main characters you can play as, and they have different stories that like overlap with each other, but do different things. They're not like the same thing. They're very different stories, but they connect at some points. And the whole conceit is you have telekinesis, but you can also use all of your friends' powers. So you click like up on the D-pad, and all of a sudden you have fire. Down on the D-pad, you can clone yourself. Left on the D-pad, you shoot ice out, stuff like that. Pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's kind of what No More Heroes 3 has with their like quick grab things on the D-pad.
Yeah, and but they're all tied to your friends, and you raise your social link with your friends.
There it is.
Stuff
on
like that.
On the brain map.
Yeah, on the brain map. That's really important.
Oh, there's a brain map. Okay.
There's a brain map, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a sphere grid.
And it's like this weird, interesting post-apocalypse / not really / millions of things going on all at once type thing. I haven't played that much of it, but it's pretty good. The only thing that I will say to knock against it is that it's fault that the new Tales game has such mediocre skit formats, because they totally stole the tech that they used to make the visual novel cutscenes in not Code Vein, God, Scarlet Nexus.
Okay. Yeah.
They have like these still frame things with like portraits and stuff where they animate, and it works in Scarlet Nexus because they set up a framework for it. It does not work in Tales of Arise.
That's wild to me, because Tales should understand this. Every one of these Tales games has little character vignettes that are set in like a kind of comic booky style where there's just talking heads on the screen like it's a sports show, and they hang out for like a couple minutes. It's the most simple part of the whole game, and it's just a nice break from everything. And every one of these games does it, but like very few of them do it very good. It's the part I always skip. Just like, I don't want to hear these guys talk about more stuff now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thankful that I can finally get Code Vein separated from Project Scarlet.
Oh, yeah. Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus. God.
It's okay. I think it was called... No, Project Scarlet is the Xbox.
Yeah,
that was Xbox Series X, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yep. Okay, so Scarlet Nexus, that's out now. And it's much
been out
better
for a couple months, yeah.
Code Vein, because I remember...
much better than Code Vein, yes, absolutely.
We streamed Code Vein, and that at least had like a multiplayer part of it that was at least silly, engaging.
Yeah, the
in a
multiplayer
way.
thing is silly. I've actually slowly been working through that. I'm only like I'm like 3/4 of the way through playing with Robin, and it's like, the co-op itself is fun and you can do it, but sometimes you just reach walls where the bosses are just really annoying and you just keep dying and you have to do the stupid co-op thing over and over again. And it's just like, man.
Yep. That's kind of
Dark
like
Souls.
the Borderlands of character action games in a way, where it's like,
Yeah.
it's just better when you can play it with your friends.
Yeah, no, for real.
Well, Maverick, I want to connect with you. What you been up to?
I have been racing, baby. Previously on the podcast, literally mid-podcast, I bought Hot Wheels Unleashed, and guess what? I've had time to play nothing but Hot Wheels Unleashed, and it is a good game, folks. Is it worth the $50? No.
Yes.
I get it. Walk, don't run to Hot Wheels Unleashed.
What? Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I come at this still with my lingering sensation of, I'm a little poor boy. I got to watch out for my money.
Yep.
The conceit of a $50 game in an era where there is now $70 games floating around is definitely like fucking up my headspace. But at the same time, it's like, if you ever see this on sale, instant buy. Immediately put that in your cart. If you're thinking, oh, let me check it out. All right, I won't stop you, but So you load up Hot Wheels Unleashed, and it immediately is like, hey, here's everything that you can do in terms of our little world setup. You got your little the Hot Wheels Unleashed single player experience, which is like one of those little car road like carpets. If you remember those growing up, I want you to visualize like that little carpet of like the little town with all like the streets going through it and everything. It's like that, but everything is like a race or a time trial, and you just keep doing races and time trials, and the more that you win, you can unlock either coins that you can use to buy blind boxes. As far as I can tell, no actual microtransactions exist in this game. It's just you race, you earn more coins, use those coins to buy a blind box, get your little fun car, and then go back and do the same thing again. It is a very simple cycle, but god damn it, is it good to just hit the gas button, and then when you're going extra fast, you hit the brake button to get a really good drift going, and then you just keep doing that again, and you boost a little bit. Like, it is such a primal fun that I have had getting to, like, explore the world, go through a few races. I tried out a bit of the multiplayer online, but it's not been my ideal way to experience it. One, like, I'm just weird about online experiences in general, but two, part of it also comes into the track editing, and I have yet to actually sink my teeth into the track editing. I am not a editor. I am much more a player when it comes to these kinds of games, where there is sort of that split between being able to create and being able to just experience. But, might have my hand at it, and the big conceit is like, oh, you were literally just driving a small, tiny little Hot Wheels die-cast car around all these different tracks and locations, and it's just very fun. Shout out to whoever decided to have a basement option. You just have a whole basement that you can customize and do up, and if nothing else, it is so that whenever you select the basement levels in the races or whatever else you do, you can just go ahead and see your tricked out basement in between your little Hot Wheels loops and setups. And it's fun. I literally don't know if I had any expectations for this game outside of it thinking like, oh, that's a fun little racer. But at the same time, it's just like every now and again, I forget how much I do enjoy racing games. It's been a while since I have not touched Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at all. I have no familiarity with that entry in the series, and so, like, I have been starved for a racing game. Burnout Paradise is totally a fine thing that I have available to me, and do choose to get out every now and again, but I think Hot Wheels gets to the fact that I appreciate having a track-focused racer where I can just learn a course, figure out how to find that optimal maneuverability, and immediately start to get into that groove where, maybe this is the turning point where I say I should probably look into something a bit more immersive. Maybe I should look into something a bit more focusing on that rally style or that feel. But at the same time, it's just like, it's an arcade racer that really doesn't try to take itself seriously. It just has a very good feel, a really good design, and the music is all right. But let me tell you, just sub it in the Ridge Racer soundtrack for that shit. Oh, it really just elevates everything.
Oh, yeah.
God,
well, I'll tell you, you don't have to wait long for a new racing game if you want to dig your teeth into something a little thicker, because Forza 5 is out in like a month.
Right, that's right.
This Hot Wheels game managed to come out in the exact moment that Forza 4 stopped being in production, and Forza 5 is out in a month, as well as just perfect, there is no content for any kind of racing game out this month. And so everyone's been able to look at Hot Wheels and be like, wow, this is going to be the best month ever. And then I don't have to really think too much about it after that. It's like a stopgap for a lot of people, but like in the most joyful and nice way. I've also been playing this, and we have canceled other things to play Hot Wheels Just the amount of joy I've gotten out of this. I have it. It is currently fighting for my entire game of the year. It has swept all of my expectations away, and it is right now there with probably The World Ends With You, Neo. Those are like my two things that I'm getting through that I'm like, I think this might be the one. The magic that is in this game. There are so many things that are not in this game that I wish were, but all of the things that are in it are the magic things. Like the things that make you go, yes, this is what it feels like to be a kid again. Yes, this is what it feels like to just joyfully drive a car at 1/64th scale in a big old world on tracks that I feel like I put together myself. And they got that feeling so well. And it's inside of a presentation that has one of the coolest racing cameras I've ever seen in a racing game. The camera is like the entire focal point of everything that you're interpreting in a racing game. And the way that it sways to like left to right whenever you're taking a turn makes every single one of these drifts like pop really big. And then when you boost out of the drift, you hit your boost button and you go, yeah, this feels right. It's just a nice racing, arcadey style racing game that you don't need to use like Mario Kart-esque items in, because every car in the game sucks and is the best car in the game. That's what I've found.
Oh my God, yeah.
And when they don't, there's a couple cars that are just booty butt cheeks, but even those cars like are really fun to race with, because it's like, you've got a burger Hot Wheel that is not very fast, but it has more boosts than anyone else, so you can keep up with everybody as long as you're like maintaining your boosts right. Except that if you hit a wall, you will topple over because there's a giant burger on your car, and you'll flip out and have to catch yourself on the like barrel roll that you've accidentally thrown yourself into. I'm a terrible racer. I win every time, but I'm terrible at it. It looks sloppy. My technique is awful. My lines are whack. I'm in love with this.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way to like understand weight in a racer, if only for the fact that they lean so much into the conceit that this is plastic. This is like little die-cast racing cars. Like you could not have that kind of maneuverability with a 1-to-1 scale vehicle. That's not like the tutorial is literally saying like, oh yeah, whenever you're doing these jumps, like try and maneuver yourself in the air, try and lean into it. And every now and then, whenever I do have my fast, shady little car that's like going off a jump, I'm just trying to think like, all right, if I can angle myself just well enough, I can start to get this drift going. And it is so fast and loose. It feels so much like playing around as a kid. Like my immediate thought, now that you have that connection set up, Solon, is like, what is the last racer that I played as a kid where I'm like, oh, I wanna just sink my teeth into this? And I think back to that, and it's like me in my days of like fucking hoarding around the GameStop at the PS3 kiosk, and like just constantly loading up MotoStorm because it was just like that was the thing that was out. And it's like I sucked at it, but also I didn't know any better. I just knew that I wanted to play more of it. Like that and Excitebots are the immediate pulls I can get for like, even if I'm shit at this, I'm having fun and I want to keep playing. And that is like, I don't know, sometimes that's all you need in a game. Sometimes that is all that you need to be able to just say, this is a good game for me. And again, do I have the foresight to say this is worth $50? Honestly, at this point, I don't know. But I definitely have not regretted making this purchase. I have been completely enamored, and it is definitely a surprise entry for what might be in my Game of the Year list this year.
Yep. I'm going to tell you that I've got a list of Solon secrets. These are the top tips for Hot Wheels racers, Game Facts listeners. One, if you ever open a blind box and it's got a duplicate car in it, melt that thing down for gears, because that'll upgrade your other cars. You can sell it for money, but hey, you're going to get little Hot Wheels coins every, enough to buy another box every 8 to 10 races. So they make sure to keep those coming. 2, do the story mode, because it gets you almost all the cars in the game anyway. At least all of like the main ones to get you going, and it does it pretty quickly. 3, play custom tracks, because this game is actually like the perfect baby between Ridge Racer and Trackmania. It's not too much of either of them in a way that's completely distinct, because the custom tracks in this game, some of the things that I've seen people do with them are Trackmania, but if Trackmania wasn't like way out there, it's like toned down in all the right ways. We've seen some really like messed up wild stuff, like parkouring your Hot Wheels car across an entire skate park. And but we've also seen other things like going to that skate park level and just dropping your Hot Wheels down the in-game half pipe that you can totally just drive on to go up the other side of the half pipe onto like magnetic tracks that drive you over to the basketball hoop and slam dunk you into the basketball hoop. There's just a bunch of like things like that that are joyful, that are just so above and beyond what I was expecting for this game, that show that like the care that was put into it are in the right places. It also has like 12-player lobbies, so we've been taking like 12-person groups into Hot Wheels and just banging our cars together. There's one piece in the track editor that is there's a ton of loop-de-loops. There's like 4 or 5 different kinds that you can kind of build, but there's one that's like a enclosed cylinder, kind of like taking your Hot Wheel through a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll even, and you can totally drive Sonic Bonus Stage 2 style around the cylinder if you so desire. And last night, me and another player did it, but we did it in opposite directions, and we totally slammed into each other and careened off of the track and had to reset. It was the most Hot Wheels thing I had done in the entire game. Just one of those things that filled me with joy. I hope, Maverick, that I could give you some of those experiences too, because there's so much inside of the multiplayer side of things that I think is so fun when you put it together with other people. We played a track. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this, but when you do track editor stuff, like the tracks in the game are really good. They're really good, and I can tell because they use the track editor to make all of these tracks. And the track editor, when I'm using it, if you make the pieces the way that you think are like the normal way, it'll end up bending and warping your like track almost like it would look in real life. And so a lot of the Hot Wheels tracks that are custom made by people will have like weird bends in it that are totally like the engine not being able to like process how steep of a turn you've put into this plastic piece that's supposed to have like some rigidity to it. But it kind of looks realistic in a way. So like there'll be like a bump in the road and you'll just be like, wait, why did the track maker put it there? But also it looks like, you know, what you would do in your backyard when you have to make a turn because you're running into like the bike rack or something on the side of the house. And so you just take your straight piece and you just bend it to the side. There's all these little bits in there that just filled me with so much charm. And yeah, I'm not putting it down. I'm going to keep playing it for like this is all I played this week. I think I bumped Sable. Maverick, you told me all about Sable. Wow. And I played Sable. It was incredible. And yesterday I was going to play Sable and then I was like, but I want to hang out with the pals and bang cars.
That's been me with Destiny recently. I feel it.
Really?
Oh yeah, me and Skull have been doing a lot. A bunch of my girlfriends have too.
No, that makes sense.
So then it's just like I'm gonna play this, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do Destiny." It's like, "Oh, okay, I guess we're doing Destiny."
Well, Solon, guess what? Me too. I definitely need to get back into Sable because I haven't done much there either. But such is the life of being able to play games that ask so much of your time and not having the time to do so.
Yeah, you'd
at
think.
Least this
and
year.
Then I play Hot Wheels until 2 a.m. and realize, I did always have time. I'm so Hot Wheels pilled at this point.
No, you have unstable time, but if it's just like one more race, then that's easier. But if it's like, I could explore maybe, but I don't know how long that'll like it. The arcade game as a system, as a commodity, will always exist, if only for the fact that it is easier to say, all right, I need to stop now, versus I guess I can continue with this narrative, or I can continue with this continuation of whatever it is I'm doing.
Yep. If I just need one more race, I'll get 50 more Hot Wheels coins, and I'll be able to open another Hot Wheels pack. Have you gotten any good cars, Maverick?
I got the Blade one recently.
Yeah, Bad to the Blade.
That's been my shit. I'm actually gonna look up all the Hot Wheels Unleashed cars.
There's so many more than you think there are. I
believe
was
it.
Surprised.
I have to imagine that the whole reason with the blind boxes is they don't have to charge money for them, but they can make people go, kids especially, go, oh my god, I need the real one. I need the real one. I need the real one. Go get me the real one.
Oh my god, I got fucking... I was doing a race, and I got, like, just completely mouth agape when I see just, like, one of the cars pass by me, and it just says fucking Back to the Future Time Machine, and I'm just like, yo, we got the fucking DeLorean in this game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The DeLorean just exists, and I need to get this now? Ugh.
My favorite one,
choice.
the tie-in that I saw that I was like, this is incredible. They have the Snoopy Hot Wheel, where it's Snoopy sitting on his doghouse.
Oh,
and
fuck, that's in there?
it's so good. It's actually also a really good car.
Holy shit.
And I pulled that, and I was popping off. It said legendary Snoopy. And I'm popping off. My very next blind box I open it, second legendary Wiener Hot Dog Mobile. And it's literally just a grill powered hot dog. And I'm like, wow, Hot Wheels gave me the glizzy. I was beyond excited at just having epic streamer luck on the gotcha game Hot Wheels Unleashed in 2021.
I got two of the dinosaur cars. I did get the burger car. The burger car is pretty fun to try out. That shit rocked. And then, God, what else did I get? I'm still waiting on a bone shaker. I don't want to buy it, but it's there.
That is one you can buy, technically.
That's one I can buy, but I won't.
It comes up in the story mode. You can grab one.
All right, that's fine. God, I got the little
There's a Humvee
cannon.
that's funny.
Did I get a Humvee? I forget if I got a Humvee. I got like a Camaro that drifts like shit.
Yep. You'd think it would be better. It just doesn't hit right.
No, not good at it. Oh, I recently got the before the podcast, I got the 2020 Koenigsegg Jesko.
That's a good car.
I need to try it out,
yet, but it's good.
I see it come up. And
have you gotten any of you can customize your liveries in this game. You can customize your Hot Wheels car, and you can download other people's customizations, which is probably the best, like one of the best networking features that actually works in the game. And you can't even do a search. So here's one of the problems. If you make a custom livery for your car, you cannot equip it to your car without going through and uploading it to the internet first, and then you can go into your stuff to equip it. But one of the main ways you do that is by searching for your own car's skin that you've made for it, just by thumbing through all of the skins. And it'll be one of the recent ones, but it's still like, it's not finished. This part of the things is not done yet. But all of the liveries that you can like make are buck wild. There's some things on there that we've found that are just like really, really funny. Yesterday we got the big bus. There's a big school bus that you can have in Hot Wheels, which rules.
Mm-hmm.
And someone did make an Among Us Sussy mobile.
Wow.
They just fully like spray painted it all Among Us style. I've got a Triceratops that they changed the colors to be green and off green, so it looks like a giant Master Chief helmet with horns.
Nice.
Then what's the other good one? Oh, I can't go without talking about the Fiat. There's a skin that's just the black and red Antifa Fiat.
Nice.
That one's one of my go-tos.
Oh,
and,
I need I assume that someone's made the loop on the third Fiat.
You know what? I haven't seen a loop on the third Fiat. That's
oh
a good
my god!
grab.
What idiot isn't doing that?
Day one, I found the F1 that has the Hatsune Miku decals. That someone
Nice.
You can't even make that. You have to like break the entire system to make anything that would look like Japanese characters. I'm pretty sure. And they got it. They didn't make Miku herself. There was a truck that just had Hinata painted on the side from Naruto.
Hell yeah.
All
And
right.
so I've been driving the Hinata truck, and it doesn't look bad. Like, this is not a complex machine for making art, but like someone managed to make the full like leaf symbol headband around her neck, and they put like a sunset behind her. It looks pretty good.
That's what's up.
And it's a pickup truck, which I think is just the clincher.
Oh, that's how it has to be.
Yeah. Anyway, I could go on forever because there's just a bunch of little things in there that are delightful. But I could also, yeah.
I'm just glad they made this game. I'm just glad that they made a racing game that isn't Forza or Gran Turismo or one of those weird simulation games. It just feels like the world of arcade racing is so dire that it just like it was primed for something like this to come in, and being genuinely good is definitely, I think, a bonus.
Yeah. No, they had a goal. Their goal was to make a racing game that made it feel like you were racing tiny Hot Wheels in a giant world. And they nailed it all the way down to you can customize your gamer basement. And anytime you play a basement level track, those customizations are there.
Yep.
You drive around, you go, those are the Rubik's Cubes and candles that I put in my house. Hey, there's my gamer chair I customized. Yep, that one's mine. It's not even very robust. You just like palette swap things out, and it's the exact same things in the exact same locations for everyone. But you know, it's nice. They were thinking about such a really unique experience that is specific to Hot Wheels, and there's not anything that's ever gonna be like it. And it's also taking like the best examples from a lot of different racing games, and it's new. And so I'm excited to see how it builds out, and I hope they fix a lot of the online features that they're not broken or bad. They just, if they get better, this is going to be one of the best things that came out this year for everyone. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you clean up the edges of this is going to be completely like a complete like cultural revolution for the racing genre. Kind of like Burnout Paradise in a way, where it's like, this is something that might not take off immediately, but like it's going to get there after 1 or 2 Steam sales. And then it's going to become like the best thing that like a lot of people are just going to grow up on.
Yeah.
And Among Us. They're in there. Anyway, thank you for letting me go off forever about Hot Wheels. Rose, have you been playing the Melty Blood lately?
Only just a bit. So unlike all the other Melty Blood fans that we know, I am the Tsukihime reader. As in, I have actually read the source material for Melty Blood.
Wait, that has a source? Wait, Tsukihime is the source of Melty Blood. I did not know this.
So they made the new Melty Blood because they made a remake of Tsukihime, only in Japan. I'm dying. But, so it's really interesting. I ended up buying it even though I'm not a super big fighting game person. I do like Melty Blood, the original, but Actress Again, that would be what it's called. But Type Lumina, the new one, I ended up getting it almost just because I am dying without playing Tsukihime Remake. And it comes with a little book that you can read that gives you world material. So I did that so that I can just get a glean of something. But yeah, it's pretty good. It has rollback, basically. So, 1 point there for maintaining a fighting game online. It is a little easier than the original Melty Blood, where it is like, hey, there's some buttons you can just keep pressing and it will do an auto combo for you to an extent, which is good. I haven't played any auto combo games really, but there's still the depth of Melty Blood with like different meters and different modes and stuff like that you activate. There's like a third of the characters than there was in the original Melty Blood, including they don't have Neko Arc, which is fucked.
That's the little like mascot character.
Yeah, the little fucked up
for
one.
Melty Blood.
Yeah, so there's even the remake is like allegedly very, very different from the original game. But they still made it's like all the characters have new designs, and Neko Arc is based off of Arkide, the main character, the main heroine, I should say. And they even made like a new version of Neko Arc in the remake. I have seen them, but they did not put it in this game. Instead, they put Saber in from Fate, which fucking kicks ass and rules.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah, it is where the money's at. So I get it, but I bet Neko Arc will be DLC, or maybe they won't do Neko Arc at all, because this one feels definitely like they were trying to do a tighter balance than the original game, because the original game has like Neko Arc, but Neko Arc just does like gag moves, and that's it, and it's a fucking nightmare. Like, it's not like a Faust from Guilty Gear where they're doing random attacks. It's like Neko Arc has like half of her moves just don't do anything and just make her like flatten herself or something. Like,
okay.
What I was reading the Dust Loop or whatever description of one of Neko Arc's moves where it's like, there's no reason to do this unless you enjoy seeing Neko Arc in pain. Like, a lot of the moves are that. So I feel like Neko Arc having like this stupid little tiny hitbox and that also were probably just the reasons they were like, all right, let's not do it.
Are they
this time
trying
around.
to make Melty Blood more professional? Because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
I think that's what Tsukihime Remake in general was like. If I had one complaint, it's that the font work is not professional. But I assume that's an English language thing. The original game has this really distinctive like 90s PC style, or like, I guess early 2000s PC style, and that is very absent from this new remake, where it's just like very straightforward, like localized text. It is definitely a little more professional. Like, the sprites are a lot more in line with what anime fighters have been as of late, like your BB tags. And everything's a lot easier to understand. Like, to give you an idea of what the original Melty Blood is like you used to choose a version of a character. When you chose the character, there was Crescent, Half, and Full Moon, and they all did slightly different things and had different mechanics attributed to them. That's gone, and now instead the way that they folded it in is you have a moon meter that you fill up, and it does different things depending on how full it is, which I think is an interesting idea. If I had one complaint with the way I like a lot of stuff about it, because it's fun to play a stupid ass fighting game again. It is very much more professional, but it is still stupid compared to like Guilty Gear, for example, which I've been playing recently. I will admit I don't have a lot of experience with fighting games, so if I say something wrong, don't blame me.
Yep.
But you get your fourth. You can do basically your arc drives and stuff, your big super moves, only if you lose a round, basically, because then you unlock a fourth bar of your magic circuits. And I think that's a weird choice to be like, oh, you can only do this move if you like lost a round, basically. Like, I'm sure it's an interesting idea from a balance perspective to give you a comeback move to an extent, but it's very strange to be like, oh, well, I kind of wanted to do the cool move, but I guess I'd have to just eat it. Yeah. But yeah, it's very clearly a cheap localization, quote unquote, in terms of like, there's a lot of Japanese text in the options and stuff like that, which is totally fine, because I mean, they know their audience. The people who play Melty Blood and like Tsukihime are deep in the hole, as they say.
Do they say that?
They say that.
The hole?
Deep in the bathroom.
Deep in that bathroom. Yeah, they are in the stall. But yeah, I've been enjoying it. I need to play a lot more. I haven't pinned down a main yet, because my original main from the first game, who was the original crossover, isn't in this anymore. Ryogi Shiki, but Saber's there, so I'll probably just do Saber.
There you go. Yeah, Saber got good matchups in this. I would feel like, since Melty Blood's not known for having these like big tie-ins or something, it's the idea that I've always had of Melty Blood is it's a cheap and accessible fighting game that you can take anywhere.
You see, Tsukihime is the predecessor to Fate. It's made by the same people.
Oh, okay.
So
weird.
It's the same stuff. Tsukihime is the same writer as Fate, and yeah, they're the same. They're the same. They just came out like 3 years apart, I think, maybe more than that.
Okay, so maybe this has a lot more story in it than I expected. I didn't know that people played Melty Blood.
It's a visual novel, Tsukihime, and it's quite long. And the original has like 8 routes. 8 routes? 7 routes? 6 routes? I don't know. It has a lot. There's a lot to
And
it.
it's been somewhat ongoing also.
Tsukihime has not, unfortunately, because they've just switched to Fate. Because Fate sold gangbusters, right? So they just they're all in the same universe, but it's the same way that after Tsukihime came out, they abandoned Kara no Kyokai, which was their first series. And Tsukihime actually copies a lot from Kara no Kyokai. The two main characters have the same power, quote unquote, and they have the same name, except one's a boy and one's a girl, so you know which one I think is cooler.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm not going to go in the Fate hole.
No, that's okay.
Tsukihime's cool.
This completely closes the circle on a whole bunch of things that I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know were all connected.
Yeah, they're all connected. Same universe, same mechanics. Like one of the things I really like is the Kohaku, the maid character in Melty Blood type Lumina. When she does one of her moves, she pulls out the gacha currency from Fate Go to charge up.
Oh, that's good. No, that's peak.
It's pretty good.
Keep that crossover running.
Yeah,
it prints money.
Unfortunately, it does.
I've also
Unlimited
been in
money works.
Yeah, you got it.
That's the line. Well, I've been also in a hole, and it's because I've been trying to get through all the Final Fantasy 14 content I couldn't finish before I left 7 months ago, and I stopped playing it 7 months ago because I knew that we were coming into a spot where it was just going to be a whole lot of kind of waiting until Endwalker came out, because they're just developing. They're in peak development for an extra long amount of time because they're making a huge expansion. And so we're just a couple of months away, and I've been playing it once a week with friends, and we have finally gotten to the point in catching up on content from the last 7 months that's like, all right, we have to go and play the like kind of idle messing around content where if you don't really know what else to do, you can always go to Bozia or Bozia, whatever it's called.
Bozia, which I hate, but whatever.
I don't respect that. I
don't respect anything about that place.
That's what I've been getting into, is Bozia's kind of got a really cool conceit, because it's basically like going to a bar that is just MMO content. And you'll walk in, and there'll be a whole bunch of people who are also just hanging out at the bar, and some of them are getting drinks at the, killing random monsters to get crystals. Or they're playing darts at the like little quests that are around that pop up every 5 minutes. And they're just going from dartboard to dartboard, getting XP for whatever class they're running, as well as getting a bunch of other loot for this or that side quest here and there, for making extra good weapons or stuff like that. And then there's the other group that are like the real wild ones that are at the karaoke bar, that are they're doing like the big kid like duels where everyone's watching them do this duel against an extremely hard AI that has its very specific like boss rush roulette, and everyone who's watching, if they win this fight, everyone that's watching gets a 15% XP boost for the next 30 minutes. And so it's got this vibe to it that's like, all right, hey, here's all the people. I walk into an instance, there's 75 people here. We're all just kind of going about doing our business together. And sometimes you'll group up with people, and then you'll break off groups. And it's very casual multiplayer content in an MMO where usually you have like very specific goals you're doing by yourself or with other people. And so, yeah, this is like the bar. Bozia, to me, is a big old bar. And like a normal bar, sometimes you just go to it because you don't know what else the fuck to do. In fact, a lot of people are there just because, like, what else am I going to do? Am I going to go redo the same dungeon I've done 500 times on my 5th or 6th class that I'm trying to level up? Or just hang out with people who are all doing end game level 80 stuff? And so, yeah, it's kind of got that like depressed bar feeling. We've been going through it, and all of the story stuff that kind of keeps you strung along to play through, it's bad. It's just not even in like a critical, like, hey, there's writing here and we're gonna read it, and it's just weak writing in a space that has a plot that I can't find much of any value in. And anytime that I try to dig into it, it throws a curveball that shows like just how weak it is, how it's not even trying to be good. Like the main gimmick is that you are trying to restore the honor to the glory of Gunhilder, I think is the idea. There's a clan of Hrothgar, the big furry dudes, that they want to bring back their queen. And so it's about save God. You got to God save the queen. The Gunhilda person, she's like the maker of gunblades, I think, is how this works. And you get through in the big like final moment in the first act of this quest, they reveal here she is, the mother of all Hrothgar, and it's just some lady. They just show her on the ground. She's like not wearing any clothes. She's just in very like not that she's like naked or anything, just like she's just in very little, very normal, like kind of like default character clothing. And you just go, oh, yeah, that's your queen. And she's not a Hrothgar, because Hrothgar women don't, like, that doesn't exist in the game yet. That's going to be coming out in like 3 months. And instead of making it like this mysterious thing like they've done in other expansions in this game, where it's like, if they don't have a character model for something, they'll just cover it in like a cloak for a little while. And then later you'll be like, that was her in the cloak earlier. I remember her. No, they just show some lady. And you're like, how is this random lady the mother of all Hrothgar? And they're just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So this was the first time that I ever started skipping through content, because I liked a lot of the rest of the story. I even liked a lot of A Realm Reborn, which people really didn't like. And I get it, but it sets up a lot of really good character moments for people. Yeah.
People only hate A Realm Reborn because they hate reading. There's actually good text there.
There's some good text there. And
you want me to read in an MMO?
Long-winded. Yeah, because JRPG, it's just a JRPG. Is the secret
you
of a Final
want me to
Fantasy
read
14.
in a JRPG? What the fuck?
I know. I'm sorry. You're supposed to just engage with the system. That's it.
Well, I can't imagine.
What do I play JRPGs for?
I can't imagine jumping into an MMO and not knowing how the story starts and just skipping like the entirety of its story and then wanting to jump into the end part.
This has been my dilemma ever since they added the fucking level skip potions and stuff. I've just sat here like, what are you getting? What are you getting out of it? I know people have different things they're looking for, but I'm just like, how can you then even in good conscience say, oh yeah, the story's good, everyone was right, when you don't even know 3/4 of it? You just came in at the end, just fucking watched the last 10 minutes of the movie. And you go, that was great.
And I'm not saying that you have to like earn it if the story wasn't good. And that's like what I'm saying here is this story is just not really great. And I know it's not really going anywhere because this is bar content. This is the pub mix of like story mode. There's nothing here except for some really deep lore that it would be interesting, except that it's completely extrapolated from the dialogue that's happening here that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So once you've extrapolated that part, like, oh damn, this is the lady that invented gun blades. She took a sword, and instead of being like, I want to shoot sword but farther, she invented a gun blade, and that's how they invented guns in FF14. They did not.
That's basically how they invented guns in real life. I don't know what you mean.
What? Rose, what? No, you have to.
No, it's true. I heard about that.
Yeah,
that happened to my friend once.
How do you get
crazy?
Of course, to get to gun from sword, you have to invent the gun blade. I should have known that to.
Why would you have a perfectly good sword before you knew it worked?
You shoot out several swords, and then you realize, oh, I can condense the sword, and that's how bullets came.
Then you launched the bullet off of a sword.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, now you're starting to get it.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. You're right.
It's okay. Everyone needs to learn these things. Maverick's just a teacher, so he's used to it.
Yeah, I'm constantly teaching my students this. And then they come they come at me in my Google Classroom comments, being like, "I hate you,
my royal blood feud against my teacher must end." This interesting but somewhat depressing bar in Boja it's a really cool instance to me. I'm fascinated by it. I find out that this is not the only instance anymore. That after you finish this story, or like I did, I ended up just kind of skipping through it. There's more, and it's an entirely different bar down the road called Zadnor. And
it's a really boring bar that looks like it's just rocks, but
no one's in there. I mean, there's people in there, but they're all at the very end. And so I'm walking into this place like, hey, everyone, I just got from Boja. I'm ready for a new bar experience. What's happening at TGI Fridays today? And just crickets. There's nobody around anymore.
Yeah.
And it's because all of the people are in like the very end back room of Zadnor. And so I've got to grind in the like first couple of parts like by myself for, the first 15 levels of this area. And it's very weird. It's way less. It's like all stripped away. You can see that they're like really done developing this part of thing because they're so focused and excited for Endwalker. And so like we are at closing time to continue the metaphor. And it feels like 3 a.m. every time you walk into Zadnor. I don't know what's supposed to be there.
To give you an idea, I don't think there is anything supposed to be there. I'm going to reveal you some dark Final Fantasy secrets. The people who developed Zadnor and Bozia also developed Eureka. I don't know if you ever did that.
I did do Eureka. Same exact style where it's like really hands-off, uncurated content where you can go around and do whatever you want. I liked it. Yep. It's got a fun vibe to it.
So the team that managed that and Zadnor is the team that was folded in from Final Fantasy XI, which is why it has a lot of Final Fantasy XI holdovers and ideas such as de-leveling when you die and things like that. Wow.
That explains so much.
Those people, I love Final Fantasy XI. I want to make this clear. I love it because it's insane. Those people are insane. And they should not be allowed to just run free like this. Because they really did just like Final Fantasy XIV is a very different game from Final Fantasy XI, and they are just treating it like they are the same. And it leads to some very boring and vapid content.
That I think clears up everything. Yeah.
A big problem I have with the writing as well is that the writing has a lot of interesting ideas. If you collect the little files, you can read the little files, and the files are actually well written and interesting. Yep. Like there's a bit about Mizia, the Rogadin lady, who is the main antagonist, quote unquote, of the narrative, and she has some really interesting stuff about hey, the reason I am doing all of that I am doing is because the old Bozia was fucking horrible, hated poor people, was incredibly racist, did all these horrible things, and these guys want to bring that back as if that's cool to bring back. And any society that would be built off of this idea of we are killing because we are righteous will end up following the same mistakes over and over again. And I'm going to make sure that will not happen. And you read that and you go, yeah, all right, you get it. This is good. And then you see the text of the game in the cutscenes they show and the events that transpire. And you go, oh, so that's all just background writing to you. It doesn't matter what happens. These motivations don't have to line up. It almost feels like they're at odds with each other, but I know they were all written by the same guy. So I'm really confused.
Yeah, this guy that wrote them all. I don't know what's going on because they really like dialogue, but they don't want to put any character development in that dialogue or any, there's no heat in here.
It is written by the man who wrote Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy XII, Yasumi Matsuno.
What? Yeah.
As well as Vagrant Story, etc. And I was telling you this before the show, basically, but he is not working with Final Fantasy XIV anymore. Because Bozia, in general, the story had a very poor reception, not only over here. I think actually more people liked it over here. But apparently the critical response in Japan was really brutal. And either he decided that he just did not want to deal with it anymore, or they told him, nah, dude, we're not doing it anymore.
So they just cut him.
He tweeted through it, though. It was really funny because someone was like, I really liked the stuff you made. And he was just like, thanks, I'm never doing it again.
Wait, he just tweeted out
Yeah, that's how people found out. And then they interviewed him a month later. Yeah.
Twitter's there for you if you ever need to vent about your current unemployment after making some of the best Final Fantasy games ever.
I know.
There's always a Twitter.
It's just like I really think between the Final Fantasy raids and like some of the other works that he has been a part of in recent times, I think I hate to say this about someone, but he has really lost it, and I don't fault him entirely because we all know about the nightmarish development that is Final Fantasy XII's, in-house hellscape, and I'm sure that like drained him completely, but he does not have it anymore. Whatever he had before, he does not have it anymore, and it's unfortunate.
Hey, there's the next person can carry the torch that he lit. Please build up the next person. You don't have to do this anymore.
That's I think like ultimately this was a degree of wish fulfillment for Naoki Yoshida, the director of the game, because it's like he was his childhood hero. Basically, he loved Final Fantasy Tactics when he was younger. He loved Vagrant Story. He loved Tactics Ogre. All of these games that he made, and he was just like, oh, I get to work with him. And unfortunately, I do not think it works out very well. But
if it doesn't hit and it ends up being in, Bozia, these sections are gonna get kind of pushed to the side anyway the moment Endwalker comes out, which is exactly what happened with Eureka. And that's fine. That's not the worst thing in the world. Bars open, bars close, and there'll be a new bar later, and maybe that one will be even better.
We can hope. I really hope they learn from this stuff, because I think it's really odd to me that they ended up doing this, basically Eureka again, but worse, in quotation marks here, because I did not like Eureka that much, but it had some interesting ideas, at least.
Yep.
Eureka was cleared, like the ending of Eureka, it had been cleared by 0.4% of players.
Wow.
And they decided
an MMO
we should
where
do
people
more.
are just hungry for completion credits.
Yeah. And they were just like, we should do more of this. It's so successful.
Okay, that's tough because they put the best mount in the entire game at the end of Eureka. And I want it.
The Ozma, yes, Ozma.
Ozma is a giant chrome orb that you can ride. And then when you fly, it turns into a cube that's entirely chrome and like light refracting. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I will say that at the end of Zadnor, if you collect all the files for everyone, you do get the sex spike from Final Fantasy XII that Balthier and Fran ride on.
Wait, I need that. I need that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, that sex spike is incredible.
It the sex spike, but
no,
that's what
you're completely correct. It looks like, you ever seen Kanye West's video for Bound 2? It's like the inverse. Yes. It's like the inverse of that.
You are correct with that.
Yeah.
I hate that, but you're right.
No, yeah, but with Bunny Girl, with Fran and Balthier.
Also, Fran's just there. I hate that.
That's why I need to get farther into this, because Balthier and Fran and these are just, they're in this part of the game. They're what's at the end of this bar, this really sad empty bar is also here's the Final Fantasy XII crew.
Very strange.
I'm ready for it. I'm gonna see it to the end, so that's the thing. So we're an hour into this podcast that I've been hosting, and I've been doing a great job. I'm very proud of myself. I'm so terrified of going into the news, because I've got to figure out how I'm going to lead into that. Before we go into the news, let's just finish with one more game. Rose, can you tell me about Axiom Verge 2? Because this came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
And the game that just came out today, Metroid Dread. Metroid's what inspired Axiom Verge 2 as a big old Metroidvania game. So I'm excited to hear how the sequel expands on the original, which was really well acclaimed, but didn't sell as well as I thought it should have. Because it's a cool concept.
It is a cool concept. So it's one of the strangest games I've played in recent times, I think, is what I would say. So one of my okay, I'm going to lead this by saying, I'm sorry I always say this. Listeners of the show will know I always say this about things. However, the thing that got me about Axiom Verge was the weird misogyny. It had just really weird. I mean, did you play it? You played it?
I've not played. Well,
you haven't
I've only
played it?
seen it.
You've only seen it? the core narrative is about women who lie to you. And like they're all like hitting on you, the main character man who's super sexy and definitely not a self-insert. And it's just really weird. It has weird vibes.
Isn't Axiom Verge 2 like led? Isn't it a female led?
Yeah, female main character.
Okay.
Female everything. I hate saying female. Ugh.
It's a female.
Women. It's a women. Yeah, it's all women.
I'm proud I tricked you into it though. I got you into it.
Yuck. On Lesbian Day, you do this to me.
Yep, I got you.
Let's go, ladies.
No, but it does have a woman main character, and the lore is unbearable. Straight up, I'm going to get that out of the way this time around. The lore. So it has this Middle Eastern style aesthetic going on for it, where it is like you are in the cyber zone, but it is a lot more open ended. It is a lot more open world almost. All the bosses are optional, all of them.
Yes. You're supposed to be able to do like a full pacifist run of this game in a way.
And you can explore and do stuff like that. There isn't any narrative hooks to that. It's just, the game. The narrative is so like, they're trying to do a Dark Souls style thing where it's like, oh, you slowly get these little details petered out to you over time, but it's all like out of order, which is a fine conceit. It's a fine idea to get like, oh, I get the history of this world out of order and I have to piece it together myself. But it's not well written or interesting stuff. It's just like a log that's like a dude going, damn, we made a fucked up thing and that's not great. And then the next log is like, damn, I hate war. And like, it's just like all that.
And the main character feels really broad and reductive towards whatever it's trying to cover. Yeah,
it's all tied up in this weird like multiverse plot. And so I'll say the core gameplay conceit of the game is that there are 2 maps, and I like this conceit, even if it doesn't feel like they go all the way with it. Basically, you can turn into a drone at any time, and then you use this drone to go through these portals, and you enter like an 8-bit. It's more 8-bit because it's very low fidelity than the like SNES style aping of the main game. You go into this like 8-bit world with a remix soundtrack that sounds a lot more like sort of like the original Axiom Verge versions of the overworld themes, and you go around as this little drone and you have this completely other map to deal with, and you can come out of portals to be somewhere else on the main map and stuff like that. It's pretty interesting. But it's just like, how do I put this? It feels like it's inspired by Breath of the Wild, and that's not good. Because fundamentally you end up with this thing that's like, hey, yes, you're exploring. Hey, yes, you're trying to figure out this world. Hey, yes, there's 2 worlds and you got to figure it out. But a lot of it's just tedious to keep doing over and over again because it's a Metroidvania, right? You're supposed to go back, but all these environments are structured in a more naturalistic way where it's supposed to be like, oh, here's caves, here's an abandoned city, here's all this stuff. And I like that it is so novel for a setup for a Metroidvania, because Metroidvanias are usually just like, you're in a cave, you're in a castle, you're in like a jungle that just is caves basically, or a lot of overworld stuff. And then this is just very much like there's mountains, there's underwater, there's all this other stuff. It feels like the 3D nature of Metroid Prime almost, except instead if it was room by room, it's just like zone by zone and it is 2D, and I don't think it works very well. I also feel kind of weird about the whole Middle Eastern aesthetic to it all, because it's using a lot of the language that is commonly associated with like Lamasu and oh god, I can't even remember the other ones. But it feels weird because I know what the dude who makes this game looks like. He looks like the main character of the first game, and I don't think there's anything offensive here, but it does have this really weird vibe when the soundtrack, which is very good, has that vibe of like, I'm trying to create a Middle Eastern song. It just has weird vibes to it.
I can see how they're trying to pick a style that they are inspired by, but then also do like a multiverse story. And
so that was what I was going to get at earlier that I got sidetracked on myself. at a certain point, you go to another universe. There, you go through this door to go to this other universe, and there's these completely other characters who look completely different who are talking to you about what's been going on with the multiverse stuff. And that was really interesting to me. That was like halfway through the game. I was like, oh, cool. So you're going to go to these different maps that all have different aesthetic concepts to them, basically. Because this was like in like underground, like a more fleshy, like more like original Axiom Verge style map. Like fleshy science stuff. And I was like, oh, this is really interesting. This will probably be like how the game keeps going as you go to these different worlds, these different little contained maps that all have little gimmicks to them or something like that. That's interesting. That's compelling. You do never go do another one again. You also just leave that one mostly unexplored. Like it's just 4 rooms. And it just feels like a real letdown because if you're creating this game that's like about multiverses, I want to see the fucking multiverses. You know, you can't just keep telling me, oh my God, the multiverses are going to blow up and not show me.
Yeah. Put some stakes on this.
It's the story is also very I think I'm excited to play Metroid is where I'm at with it. As soon as I finish it, I'm like, well, I get to play Metroid. Like,
yeah.
I really liked the original, even with my problems with it, but this one, there's no guns or anything. Like, I thought, like, all the power-ups in the original Axiom Verge were interesting subversions of the Metroid formula, right? Like stuff like you glitch through walls, you do all this other weird stuff with it. I thought it was fun. It was interesting. It was a good way to mix things up. And then here, it's just like, they are doing interesting things, but they're all with things that aren't inherent to the genre. They're just like, hey, I think the coolest power you get is, well, one of the main powers is you can hack everything, but it doesn't really matter. It's just like, oh, I can hack this enemy to make it attack people, but this makes it have 1 HP, so it dies when it tries to attack someone. And there's like a power that's like, hey, you can pull the little portals you go into with the drone to you, and this lets you sometimes go into the zone from a different way, but it's not very exciting compared to the original.
Right.
And that's the crux of it. I just felt like play the original instead. I don't know, play Metroid instead maybe. I didn't have
play Hollow Knight.
Play Hollow Knight. Yeah, honestly, play Hollow Knight. That's
play Rogue Legacy.
I don't know about that one, but the second one's actually pretty good. The second one's good.
Luna Knights.
Hey, the Castlevania Advance Collection just came out. Also, like I would say that is more interesting. Honestly, if you've never played those, like I think Axiom Verge 2 is totally fine, but it had me basically going, this is interesting, and then as I gradually saw that it was going nowhere, and then the game just ends, I was like, okay.
That's the worst kind of feeling.
A Metroidvania shouldn't feel like that, right? It should feel like there's a big capstone and you're like, damn, like Hollow Knight's ending is fucking pog, dude. Like,
yeah.
That is what it's all about, and there's nothing like that here.
Yeah, when Hollow Knight smokes a big doobie.
I mean, that's basically what he does.
Does a
see that moth? Moth's drawn to a flame.
Yeah.
I'm taking us to the news. All right, now I understand why people do these.
Yeah.
Insert transition to the news. You're going to have to actually help me out with this one, Rose. It looks like Miyoho's announced a Honkai Star Rail, this new game. What's Miyoho up to?
So they make Genshin Impact, as you know. They also make Honkai Impact, which they made before Genshin Impact. And this time they're making a game called Honkai Star Rail, which looks like it's just a normal-ass turn-based RPG. I say normal-ass because most gacha games are fake turn-based. This is a dichotomy I've created where, it's like Grand Blue is fake turn-based. It's realistically based off of MMO combat. And then Fate Go is just, Fate Go. But this has turn order and a bunch of other stuff. It's full 3D. It's going to come out on iPhone only, it seems like, and PC. So it will have a PC client like Genshin. I think it's interesting because I think Genshin has made me convinced. Honkai was always this sort of thing where it's like, hey, we are making a character action game, but it is so clearly limited by the scope of what a mobile game has to be, like levels and stuff like that, and limited movesets. Whereas Genshin made me go, oh, okay, so even if they can actually make a normal game, they can make a real video game. And this seems like a continuation of that. The one thing that stood out to me is the main character is named March 7th. And I think that's really good. She's just a normal pink-haired anime girl, but she's named March 7th.
Nice.
What happens on March 7th?
Who knows? I just really like it.
That's for you to find out, Solon.
Yeah, that you have to find out in the narrative. I signed up for the open beta. You can too, over at the MiHoYo website. I think this just has a website. It has a dub already. Like, they have a dub with voice actors, so I think this one's probably coming soon.
I'm trying to look up, like, if there's anyone that was born on March 7th, and I'm on the Wikipedia page. I can't find it. One that I can recognize, even.
No, I assume it's
wow.
just...
It's a very random date from everything that I'm seeing.
It's just for fun. Just for funsies.
Sure, it's Teacher's Day in Albania.
Oh, that was what they got it from.
Yeah. March 7th.
March 7th. I think it's great. I think it rules. I think...
That's really good.
I know, not to diss them, but everyone talks about how Friends at the Table names are cool, but this is like what's cool to me. This is like a more straightforward and accessible version of that.
Okay. It's also the day that Prince William of Vide arrived in Albania to reign as king. Just a lot of Albanian news.
And they made that Teacher's Day.
Yeah, and that's Teacher's Day also.
He taught them a fucking lesson, that's for sure.
Okay, so I love the idea of a turn-based Genshin Impact. I'm the turn-based person.
Yeah,
I love
it has turn order determined by speed and things like that. So,
thank you.
It looks really good. A lot of their designs are just straight up taken from Honkai and Genshin Impact, which they tend to do. And I like that. It's
not like it's not working. It's just Tails again, and it's great.
Yeah.
So next up on the list, I've got this one, the Yakuza Man. Yakuza Man's going away. The creator of Yakuza is leaving Sega, and they're putting the Like a Dragon person there, taking over, and going to keep running with the ball that they've gotten and done so much with. So the head of Ryuga Gotoku, who made the Yakuza series, Toshihiro Nagoshi, is heading out. Along with him, Daisuke Sato is leaving. And
it's a Yakuza series producer, I believe. Historically.
And so that means that the producer will now be Masayoshi Yokoyama. And that's who they're rolling with for the future. So as I remember it and understand it, Nagoshi was the person who... Yokoyama was brought in like 10 years ago and has been kind of like building this like thing where they want to take Yakuza in a new direction. And so they not only did they like want to take everything that was good about Yakuza, but also like build it in a way that looked completely different from the original Yakuza, with the idea that we'll always have that. And so Yakuza Like a Dragon is this big turn-based game, completely different from the beat-em-up styles of the original Yakuza games. But there's also the spin-off. What is it called? It's Yakuza
Judgment.
Thank you.
It does not have Yakuza in the title.
It's just Judgment, right? It does. It's not a Yakuza titled game, but Judgment has that beat 'em up style and also like Nathan Drake style platforming and stuff.
Yeah,
they're going in all sorts of directions with that too. But keeping that same beat 'em up style with all of the same zany, wacky storytelling and very like macho, tears flowing, breathy storytelling and character directions. So yeah, it's exciting seeing that Ryuga Gotoku as a studio has not only remained really healthy, but like has brought in a new generation, and just the people, the older folks, as they are finished telling their story, they just have kindly put it in the hands of, the next crew, and are just going to walk away, which is really nice. Just a really beautiful, lovely transition of power that seems like it is going to just definitely like keep living on for the next decade or two.
Yeah, Like a Dragon was tremendous. I would say it is the best Yakuza game. So, like, the people behind that still being there.
Yep.
And leading the charge is something great to see, honestly. Very exciting.
I would totally agree. And it's the exact opposite of way overhyped, hyperbolic news of Gearbox, whose CEO Randy Pitchford is stepping down, which I will not believe until I see it.
Yeah,
will...
he just wants to say like, oh, I don't have to do the CEO jobs today. I just have to go do funny movie talk to people.
Yeah, he just wants to talk to movie celebrities all day. I get it. Except that I'm not a wild pervert and a awful boss.
You're not a bad person, yeah.
I'm not a bad person, but there's also there's no way a person like Randy Pitchford has, as we know him, cannot have their fingers in every pie that they can.
Oh, yeah.
They want to taste your pie and everyone else's pie around it. And I don't expect him changing titles is going to stop anything, especially how much pay he's getting. I don't have anything. I'm just riffing off the top here, but like, there's no way he's like exchanging titles and also taking a pay decrease with it and reinvesting that into the company that he's stepping down as CEO from. No. I mean, it's the same thing as it happened with Tripwire recently, right? Where they were like, hey, the evil, horrible man that you all hate, we got rid of him. And then it's just like, oh, no, he's just not president, but he's still CEO, so he's totally just taking all the money still. Yep. As if the title president means anything. And so, yeah, Gearbox was picked up by the Embracer Group, is what it's called, earlier this year, to acquisitions holding company. And the next person I'm trying to find, their name is Steve Jones, is the new president of Gearbox. And I'm trying to find out what their like previous credits were, or what they've been doing up to now. It's fine. It's another talking head inside of the Gearbox situation, as we'll forever call it. They're a situation. You know what? Let's pivot towards something that's a little more fun. Maverick, did you watch the Smash Bros presentation?
I did get to catch it after the fact, and
the biggest news of the week.
Folks, we got him. Sora's in Smash Brothers.
We assassinated Sora, Kingdom Hearts. We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we're forcing him to play for our team. they're giving the notification during WWE, and The Rock gets to come out and say
we have compromised Mickey Mouse to a permanent end.
Yeah.
If only the news was that good.
Big news.
No, yeah, that last Smash Direct is definitely something. It is weird to say the last Super Smash Brothers character.
The last one.
That feels very weird to say, and no, I'm very glad that it's Sora. Also, shout out to the Mii Fighter costume update, where, technically speaking, Doom Guy's in the game.
Yeah.
He's a very popular game character. I didn't think it would
happen.
You can play Doom on anything.
That's right. But, no, I mean, this, I think, is a very fitting... I would say it's a fitting culmination to what Smash has been about. You know, they alluded to the fact that in the poll, a lot of people wanted Sora. A lot of people have been clamoring for our bespiked-haired boy. And I'm glad that he's able to come in. I am definitely not one of the folks that has Kingdom Hearts 1 nostalgia for as...
Me either.
As fine and as competent of a coming-of-age story as KH1 is, I'm in for the freak shit. I need the fucking, I've been to see him. As soon as you start loading up Kingdom Hearts 2. Didn't even play Chain of Memories when I first got it out. Like, I'm just like, whoa, what is this? What is all this? This is neat.
Me too.
But I'm at least glad that the costume variations are the different... at least like player 1 through 4 are just his different costumes. So that's good.
Yep. We got the different costumes in there. We've got some of the music.
I think like the music is definitely a big disappointment. At least not because I saw a lot of people saying they wanted Disney music, which is insane to me. I don't want Disney music. I want fucking Vector to the Heavens. I want fucking Simple and Clean. I want Sanctuary in there. Could you imagine doing Smash Bros shit to Sanctuary? That's how it should have been. But I think like to follow up on you saying you don't have Kingdom Hearts 1 nostalgia, that's how I feel about his moveset. Where I'm just like, God, Yeah, like I have nothing but respect for Sakurai directly translating his moveset from Kingdom Hearts 1. I think that rules. I think it's great how like on point it seems to be. But Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora is a goddamn machine. That boy, he's firing off orbs, you know? Like he is shifting into forms.
The down B should have been like the counter into like a slap shot, and then side B would be because that's the thing. His normals in 2 are so fucked up.
They're so strong and good.
They are. It took that one AGDQ run of Kingdom Hearts 2 for me to go like, oh wait, he's like beefed the fuck up.
Oh yeah,
but no, like it. Again, very fine for how they wanted to go about it, and Sakurai definitely had it is a vision that does let me think like, oh, he's been having this in the cooker for a while.
Yeah, it definitely has that vibe.
He's thought about this, and this was always going to be the ideal for it. Which I'm not gonna argue with him about that. The aerials do look pretty fucked when you start to like try and combo it. So it's cool. I wouldn't have expected it. I definitely do appreciate how there is just the subtlest Dark Souls bait and switch with Mario just like walking to the fire. It just feels very like one mind, and then it's just like, nope, he's throwing the Keyblade.
Yep. Mario was a Keyblade wielder for like 5 seconds for sit there.
We finally have Mushroom Kingdom Hearts, folks.
I think like it's really cool, and I think like the idea that they are finishing out Smash Brothers, which is like the ultimate crossover with the original ultimate crossover video games, is a really good bit.
It feels like such a justice has been done. Like when I saw it all happening, I just felt such a weight lifted off that I didn't know I had, because like I could feel the energy of like tons of people just around the world being like, it's done. This is how you finish Super Smash Bros. With the one character that everyone wanted to see, but no one thought could possibly even like exist in here. They finally get to be a part of Super Smash Bros. And we get to, because of it, we get to fight Sora versus Sephiroth in a face-off that doesn't actually happen in Kingdom Hearts 3, and is now, which makes it now the only game that Sora is in that doesn't have a fight against Sephiroth. Man,
why did they put the Kingdom Hearts 3 Ultimate form in there as a fucking skin? Where's Final Form? Come on.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought that was a fucking mistranslation.
No, it's the Ultimate form from Kingdom Hearts 3. That's why he has the zebra pants instead of the
like the zebra pants, though.
Squares. I like squares more. I like the rectangles.
That's totally fine. That's understandable. I did too.
Is the fit.
They should have put in Shadow form. Shadow Sora is
anti-form, yeah, definitely.
Anti-form, ugh, God. When you pop off anti-form, you're just like, oh, the lore switch in my brain is unlocked, even though they never talk about it at all.
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts is good.
Kingdom Hearts is good.
They de-Disney-fied Sora. What I think is so funny and good. There's like a double justice that happened there because Sora is stripped of all Disneyfication. Goofy and Donald not only don't show up, but were erased from the stage's background where they would normally show up in.
Here's the thing. Square needs to buy Donald and Goofy. Like, they are...
That's what I keep saying, yeah.
They're
something
Enix
bigger than themselves. No. They need to get out of there.
How much could Donald and Goofy cost? Like, Disney's not doing anything with them, are they?
So DuckTales wrapped up. Yeah.
Really lucrative.
Those monsters. Let's continue on. Big news stories this week that I think will kind of transcend our next couple of weeks of discussion. Destiny 2 has removed their first expansion.
They're going to.
They're going to remove this first expansion. I think it's called Forsaken.
Yep.
As well as the last year of content from Destiny 2. Like, it's just gonna be gone to, I would assume, save up space on the install and the loading and this or that. They've got some kind of internal mechanical reason that they would remove content people have paid for from their game. Rose, do you know more about what's going on with this?
Yeah, so they did this before. When Beyond Light came out, the last expansion, they were like, hey, we're creating the Destiny Content Vault, TM, where we will store...
That's a scary phrase, right after talking
scary,
about
isn't it?
Disney and Super Smash Bros. They're vaulting?
They vault like certain locations and certain story content away. It's taken out of the game, theoretically to return one day, even though that does not seem to be the case here. But and what they did the first time is they removed the entire base game of Destiny 2. They kept some of the planets, but they removed like 3 of them, and they completely removed the original story campaign.
What?
Yeah, they replaced it with nothing.
You just teleport to like the end of that first section?
When you start up Destiny 2 for the first time now, there is one mission you do in the Destiny 1 starting area, which they added for the anniversary last year. And then after that mission, you're just sort of dumped into the tower, which is the social area. And they're just like, yep, good luck. Except then the next time you boot up the game, it forces you into the first mission of Beyond Light, the most recent expansion. And then when you finish that mission, it pops up like, pay us $40 to buy Beyond Light.
Okay.
Destiny is really well designed. The whole thing has become very free to play setup, extremely, is what I'm getting at. And this definitely strikes me as that to a degree. Like at this point, the season passes, quote unquote. So that is what's being removed. All the content that was added this year is part of the season passes. Basically, every season in real life, they have like this period of time in which there is like stories happening and new locations ish added, new mechanics and stuff like that. All that's going away. So basically the season pass is like a sub that you're paying for the game now.
Yep.
Since it's gone now. Really, this is just Destiny trying to be an MMO without saying it's an MMO and also doing weirdo stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, this weirdo stuff.
This weirdo stuff where they're removing the Forsaken campaign.
It just paints me as like they're trying to do labor, like they're working for work's sake to look busy, to show that they're always making new stuff, and then they're putting stuff behind a curtain so that they can say, yeah, we'll have this back out to you later. It'll be future content down the line that will sprinkle out to you. It's weird.
So Destiny has always had this weird thing where it's like they've constantly been just hemorrhaging content in a way that's just baffling to me. Like, for example, when you start up the new season, it is, a continuing, like, it's like the last arc of an anime, basically, of like an anime season is going on right now. And all of the arcs that led up to it that had all the character development and the story conceits and stuff like that, you just can't see anymore. Like, there's no way to see it outside of YouTube cutscene, like, archival stuff. And it's just so weird to me that, like, we talk about Final Fantasy XIV and people skipping the story. Like, the developers are skipping the story for you here in a way that's just really weird to me. And that's, like, the intended way to interact with the content.
It makes me, and this is a weird question to ask, but do they not have pride in their story that they've worked for many years on?
It sort of feels like that, doesn't it? Like, and that's how I felt about it, is the lore of Destiny is really compelling and interesting, and they have a lot of fun characters. They've really, especially in recent times, they've broken free of the grip that Activision clearly had on that means testing, narrative that they were pushing before, where all the narrative had to be outside of the game, because you can't bore the people with that stuff, right? You're the Call of Duty company.
You have to
you can't
be the gameplay right now, feed it, put it in my veins.
Yeah. And it's just recently they finally started reckoning with the fact that, oh my god, you kill literally every alien you run into for the first time. You just constantly kill them nonstop, and there's no way to talk with them or interact with them. So let's actually, like, talk about this. Let's actually make, like, one of the factions have you talk to them for once and, like, try to set aside differences or whatever.
Oh, that rules.
And they're doing a lot more of that. Like, they've been doing it with multiple factions and a lot more ideas that make the future of that game seem a lot more compelling. But it's, again, that stuff keeps getting removed too. So it's like, for example, last season was the big one where they had the fallen aliens that you've been fighting the whole time. Now they're living in your house with you and like hanging out and stuff like that. And you can only access like half of that narrative now because otherwise you have to buy the deluxe edition of Destiny 2 to get access to the archival stuff for it.
Oh,
which you can only buy as a separate $40 purchase.
That's so complicated.
Yeah. It's just this whole complicated nightmare, and it really doesn't make sense because I think Destiny at its core is fundamentally a very, very fun game. It is very fun. Yep. It's very interesting. It has its aesthetic fucking on point, and then it just feels like it's managed in the worst way possible.
I mean, this really wouldn't be that much of a problem if they could commit to some communication saying like, here's our plan. Here's what we're doing. But I also know how Bungie operates in a way where it's like they can't commit to saying a plan out loud to people because this or that might end up happening. You might end up spending half of your resources making a Stadia build that nobody's going to play. Like stuff happens. And so they have, instead of trying to be like, instead of increasing communication, they just kind of cut it off and be like, hey, you'll get it. In the end, you'll get it. And you just have to trust us. And it's getting increasingly hard to trust Destiny 2. Because like you said, they've cut the first like entire section of content and everyone was fine with that. Or at least there wasn't this kind of like, this is the second time they're cutting content. And now everyone's like, you're going to give this back to us, right?
Because like with this specifically,
we're trying to trust you.
This content is only like 3 years old.
Yeah.
If that.
Yep.
No, yeah, 3 years old. Yeah, because it's year 4. And the Forsaken stuff was like, how everyone talks of Heavensward for Final Fantasy XIV? They say like Heavensward's when the game gets good, quote, like it, and that sort of is like it's when they really get confident and stuff. That's how Forsaken is for this game. It's the part of the game that gets good. It's the first part of the game where people can play it and they go, wow, this is really interesting, and they're actually trying to do stuff. And that's just gone now.
Weird.
Like now it's just going to be you load up the game and the story transition. Like they were already doing this thing. I think Spencer, I should say his real human name.
His podcasting name.
His podcasting name. You're right. Spencer is always talking about how like he started up Destiny 2 for the first time, and it's saying, "Hey, your poor buddy Cade 6 is dead. Isn't that sad? You would have loved Cade 6." But then there's like dialogue that acts as if you have known Cade 6 the whole time because it's structured in such a way that Forsaken is built off the idea that you know who Cade 6 is and played Destiny 2. Except that part of Destiny 2 was gone, and now the part of Forsaken will be gone, so now people will just be saying, remember when that happened to Cade 6, and you have no way of remembering.
Wow.
If you're a new player.
It's one of the main characters, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Huh.
So bizarre. This whole thing, it's just... People have been making excuses for it. I really don't think there is an excuse for this, especially not with like how bad the communication is from Bungie about it. Like, if they were saying like, genuinely, hey, we are trying to figure out a way to make this work, but our engine is shit and we can't fit it all together. They have not said that. They've just said, this makes things easier for us, and that's it. And I don't think that promotes an understanding and empathetic response.
No, not with how much of Bungie's entire reputation is built into their legacy, that if they start uprooting that legacy, we'll just go, oh, so this isn't important to you, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that's not great news. I've also got some not great news. This is in the live stream or the Twitch side of the world, so I think I can hack this one. Kotaku is reporting on this. I guess everyone really has. 125 gigabytes of data have fell out of Twitch. Just walked right out the front door. Twitch got hacked, and the source code was breached in such a way where hackers have gotten a hold of a lot of Twitch's back end, just stuff that is, in the works around Twitch and Amazon owning it. A lot of payment details from every single streamer on the platform since 2019. There's talk about them doing a Steam-like platform, which was kind of always in the works, but now we have like details on what's inside of that and what their plans were for attaching it to Twitch as a platform. There's all of the stuff that we finally get to see where it's like, Twitch owns IGDB and CurseForge. Like, these are things that we kind of knew, but like now it's actually there. There's just tons of stuff about what Twitch is connected to via Amazon Web Services. It's been an interesting ride this last week. We all had to change our passwords and change our stream keys and reconnect third-party platforms to our stream for the last 3 days straight. And it's kind of been a pain in my ass, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It's also not the worst thing in the world because we actually don't have any confirmation that passwords were breached. This was not an attack of like a malicious and like all like they curated what was leaked, the hackers. So we don't know if passwords were breached. It's just a safety measure. Hey, get yourself two-factor authenticated on Twitch because that site's wild. We've been having for the last couple of weeks a lot of stuff happening where you just 2FA that if you can. You know, these kinds of things are going down. These kinds of conversations are happening inside of outside of the Twitch center itself. The main thing, though, that has been really interesting and hurtful for a lot of folks, but also like I think it's a fascinating thing, is that we do have a list of how much people have earned since March 2019. I think it was or maybe August 2019. Since for the last 2 years, we know what every platform participant has earned. It is completely transparent how much Amazon has paid every single person on the Twitch platform, which is it's been an interesting couple of days. Some people have gone about trolling partnered and high earning streamers by calling them a number, by saying, I see you're 1165, huh? Which is it? That sounds rough. That sounds rough, you know, to be like, yeah, wow, everyone just knows how much I make. At least I don't actually think that's rough, though. I really don't. I think that we should be having a much bigger conversation about how little these numbers are because they're abysmally small.
So
you're telling me
the thing.
Yeah, Rose, go ahead.
I was going to ask you about is just fundamentally the thing that has struck me about this conversation is a lot of the direction has been towards certain individual streamers for how much money they're making. And everyone is ignoring the fact that all of these numbers are 50% of what Twitch is taking, right?
Yep.
This is like Twitch is taking a complete
not exactly, but yes.
Yes.
For by and large, the most part, especially because of how long this list is, there's thousands of people.
Yeah.
Only the top, 100, 200 or so. The core chunk of the partnered streamers have, contractual agreements that make it so they make more than Twitch does off of subs. But by and large, for the whole glut of it, it's 50%.
Yeah. And seeing that and also the way that like seeing that, hey, everyone, I say the bad actors like to talk about how, women are taking advantage of the Twitch metrics and stuff like that. And seeing, only 3% of the top streamers are women at Twitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot tub streamers have like a fraction of a percent of the pie here. And again, that pie is abysmally small. That these contracts that Twitch are putting out, there's so much work that we can do with I think it's almost like 9,000 names on this list, that if those 9,000 folks, if even half of those 9,000 folks rallied together to say, hey, we're not going to stream until you make our, you match, like, hey, we're taking 70% instead of 50%. Probably not that, but if you got together and negotiated this, like, that's not a lot of people to try to bring together to negotiate. And that's 90% of the Twitch platform right there in just a couple thousand people. It's very fascinating. I'm as a public employee, I'm not too broken up about people knowing other people's money situations. Especially because like the numbers are so small. Shroud is like at not 8 million, I think, which means that he made 4 million over 1 year and then 4 million on the next. That's not a lot to work with if you're trying to do all the things that, like, there's so many people under all of these $1 million earner streamers that, like, once you parse it out, like, you look at Critical Role, the number one streamer that was on that list was the Critical Role live stream, which deserves to be number one for a lot of reasons. But as a tabletop stream, they are employing so many people in the background. And so that very large number becomes very small very quickly. And this is spread out over 2 years. So you look down, I'm like name searching some of my friends on this list and just being like, hey, are they okay? And sometimes I'm like, all right, I can see now on this list, they make enough money because of us helping them out with bits and stuff that they can survive barely. Like they can feed themselves on this. That's why they're a full-time streamer. I see now. The numbers make sense in my head. And then I see other people on this list that I'm like, oh, they are, I as always saw them as like making tons of great interactions with their community, getting a lot of subs, getting a lot of bits, and just being like, wow, that does not stretch out far. Oh, that's the reality of their situation. It's interesting. I think it's the most fascinating part about this leak is just how people have used it in a lot of different ways to leverage Twitch more. And in a way, unlike a lot of the more recent Do Better Twitch kinds of campaigns, we directly have the information now to be able to get at Twitch where it can affect change and it can make effect. And so I see a lot of upsides to this, and I don't see very many downsides, except for in the immediate reactionary way that it sucks being called a number once in a while. You know, you get shitters in your chat all the time anyway. Is this being used systemically to get at marginalized streamers? It probably is in a very situational kind of way. I hope it's not, but like I know how this goes. It probably is. Yeah. I haven't seen anything at that level of granularity. I've just been seeing a lot of people getting harassed for being on the list at all, and people saying how much money they make. And I think that is a good opportunity for streamers to start a conversation with their community and other streamers to say, oh, this is how much we're making? Really? There's also not reported on this list is most folks have a lot more sponsorship deals and things that wouldn't be on the list of what Twitch is giving folks. But like, yeah, I bet YouTube is just licking their lips looking at this like, yeah, that explains why we've got all of these streamers on our platform now, because we can put contracts together that are much more exciting for streamers than this. So yeah, there's a lot of movement in that realm, and it's been kind of exciting.
I think just in general, like you said it, but seriously, the way that American culture has tricked everyone into thinking that nobody should talk about how much they make is like so bad.
Yeah, and I have an interesting perspective because in my first year of teaching, Maverick, you'll probably not see this. It's probably not a big deal because you've got a younger crew. No, I had a middle schooler come up to me and just tell me, hey, I saw your salary this week. And I was like, yeah, pay your taxes, kid. So, you know, it happens. I think it brings up a bigger conversation. Mav,
yes.
What's our last piece of news? Can you take us to the end? I can't transition podcast words anymore. I've run out of juice.
Well, in terms of speaking about people who ran out of juice, the composer...
Thank you, Maverick.
Good one.
The composer, Koichi Sugiyama, passed away on September 30th, 2021. 90 years old. Eat shit and die, bitch.
Yeah, for real.
National
no sympathy from me. Real.
Why no sympathy?
Song.
It's like an old guy that died, right?
Yeah, you gotta hate when old people. No, to give the full message. I mean, do you want me to say Maverick, or do you want to?
Yes, please take the reins.
Okay. This guy is a real piece of work. First of all, his music sucks ass. I just want to say this immediately. His music, he invented like 3 songs that were compelling to people in the 80s, and then he has recycled those songs since the 80s nonstop, forever, and never done anything interesting with them. But even beside of that, as a person, this man sucks ass. He spent all of the money he made off of Dragon Quest on funding nationalist groups, anti-LGBT groups, groups that would deny, horrible war crimes that the Japanese government committed in the early 1900s, as well as before and after. He, like, specifically going into stuff like about comfort women, which is a whole horrible thing in terms of sexual slavery of the Japanese government. And he was like, he supported that stuff. He thinks it's great. He thinks that the erasure of it is a crime because it was when Japan was good. He referred to young queer suicides as a self-solving problem.
Jesus.
A lot of other things like that. He supported other groups that were very anti everyone, basically. He just hated everyone. He hated women. He hated gay people. He hated anyone who wasn't Japanese. He's the reason why Dragon Quest music always comes out over here in MIDI form instead of orchestrated, because he thinks that only the pure Japanese race should be allowed to hear the music or whatever the fuck that he makes.
Shit.
Yeah, this is all stuff he has said. It's insane. He is insane. Nobody should have any sympathy for this man. He is a villain. He is just one of the worst people who has ever lived, probably, and it is good that he is dead.
As I understand, he's part of like a...
Oh.
he made it go ba 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 ba, and
the Sousa ass March of the Dragon Quest theme. It sucks so much.
Hey, have some respect for Sousa. Have some respect for Sousa.
Yeah, don't put him in that camp.
Wow. Cribbing off the U.S. nationalist guy. I can't believe it, Sugiyama. This man is corrupt to the extreme, and in a way that just reveals how much there is like a royal class hierarchy that Sugiyama was absolutely a part of in Japan. Yeah.
It's just I think like every time something like this happens, people really want to do the move where it's like, well, you can respect his work, and it's like, I don't think you can respect his work, because again, ignoring the like my criticizing of it in terms of quality, like he directly used the funds from this music to fund anti-LGBT and far-right nationalist groups in Japan, like,
which he was very successful at and got a lot of
successful at
pride within his upper echelon to make sure that Japan was extremely queerphobic. It's
terrible.
The thing that got me was when someone said, if you respect Sugiyama, if you try to respect him being dead, then you're not really a Sugiyama fan, are you?
That's true. Ugh.
That dude didn't respect anyone's death in life, and we don't have to for him either, so.
No. Good riddance.
Good riddance.
Yeah.
The closest, hopefully the closest that video games will ever get to a war criminal dying in the video game industry.
The Henry Kissinger of video games.
God.
Good Lord.
Folks, you don't have to... Don't listen to Dragon Quest music. Do listen to the Yakuza Like a Dragon soundtrack. Do listen to... the Trails of Cold Steel soundtrack. Do listen to Earthbound, man. Come on. Earthbound's basically just good Dragon Quest.
Honestly, you're like so right. They have the same presentation, except one is actually trying to do something.
Yeah, nah. Itoya's dead ass like, yeah, let me make it a Dragon Quest, but make it a little funny. And oops, I accidentally made a compelling and heartfelt story.
Hey, you can always play Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's kind of like Dragon Quest.
You can. You can also play
anything is better than Dragon Quest. I'm sorry, all the Dragon Quest fans out there, but it's really just like a formative. It's like if you were getting really into cinema and you just kept saying like, well, Star Wars is as good as it gets.
Guy who's only seen The Godfather. Maybe I can look at The Godfather Part 2.
Maybe.
I don't even know about that, because like I can at least respect the craft that goes into those works, and there's not a lot that goes into Dragon Quest games.
No, it's how are they only empty. On 12?
They could have made 1 million of these at the time it took to make these 12, because there are
like
in them.
48 Final Fantasies.
And they all have radically different systems in every one of them. This one's got the same. It's this. Hey, if you play one, you've played all of them. Dragon Quest 3 whips, though. I still love that.
Dragon Quest
great
3
fucking
is
game.
good, but it harkens back to a time when they were still trying.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Instead of just constantly being the like, hi, we're the feel good nostalgia thing for people who don't play video games in Japan.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to our questions. We've got a lot of great questions for the podcast today about this week's video game du jour. If you would like to ask a question and get your name read on the podcast and give us some fun stuff to play with, you can at videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, and you'll sound like these folks. Yes, I did it. Anonymous asks. Oh, wait, no, I want to skip Anonymous. I don't need that. I think that was an anime one.
It was an anime one, yeah.
I've got one from Cello Buster that says, a businessman approaches you in the subway and offers you $100 if you can beat him in a single round of the multiplayer game of your choosing. If you lose, you have to give him $100 instead. Which game do you pick? What do you know? What's the like? Oh yeah, I can ice you in this game for $100. Random businessman specifically. So you got to go off the
businessman.
What's the businessman that approaches you within a subway, like the city businessman? What's their weak spot?
Their face. I punch them and I take the $100.
Yeah,
that's a direct route.
That's technically a direct route.
Is street fighting a multiplayer game of your choosing? You could just be like, my multiplayer game of choice.
Fucking
just throw hands.
Battle Block Theater, because no one has played it except me, and I've played it. So
yeah,
I know
the deep
the
cut.
secrets, the wiles.
I don't know, maybe like 2-player Katamari.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one.
You think you can take Businessman? You think they don't know their Namco games?
I wouldn't be surprised. Do 50-turn Mario Party.
Put it in God's hands.
Yeah, just like God decide, you know.
I love that idea. I think that if I were to pick any game, it would be Mario Kart Double Dash, because if I win,
you know what? Yeah,
I'll have felt like I earned that $100. If it's a close race, it'll be like hell yeah. If they beat me, I know it'll be a close race. Like they'll have done something that I would think is worth $100. It's like, damn, all right, hey, that was a fair game. You got me in the choo-choo train car that has like, if you off-road for a second, you'll lose this race no matter what, but you didn't, so you won. Good job. Our other question, great question. The other question comes from Harlequin Wheels. I get to say it this time. I'm so excited. Which character on the Smash Bros. Roster would be able to resolve all the events of the mainline Kingdom Hearts games faster than Sora? Who on the Smash Bros. Roster is just more efficient in the heart and the wisdom of Kingdom Hearts?
Straight up Kirby. I'm saying this right now. Kirby solves everything. Kirby goes to fucking space. Kirby doesn't give a fuck.
I think he could solve it. I don't know if Kirby could solve it faster.
You don't think he could do it faster? Kirby games are fast. Kingdom Hearts, that motherfucker has to spend like 20 to 30 hours each time. Kirby, 4 to 6.
I'm trying to think of how Mickey would compel Kirby in the simplest way possible to solve this entire situation. Just because Mickey is very direct with Sora, because Sora's a child and needs direction. Like, hey, this bad thing is happening. I need you to do this Keyblade training right now. And you can't tell that to Kirby because Kirby won't get it. You need to like take a cake from Kirby, and then Kirby will go.
Does Kirby need to train? That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't
like,
need to train.
He doesn't need to train. Like, he can just suck up a Keyblade and he's good.
That's a good point. Actually, does he? When he sucks up Sora, he doesn't get a Keyblade though.
That's true, but he doesn't need it. He can he attacks what? There's like Riku's still there ostensibly, right? So just Riku takes care of that shit, and he doesn't have any like self-worth problems because Kirby's kind.
But I don't know if Kirby has a soul, and if you can't wield a Keyblade, can you? I don't think you can solve the Kingdom Hearts situations. You kind of need a Keyblade.
So what? We need a Xenoblade, motherfucker?
I don't know if we need Shulk for anything. Just chilling.
I would simply let Captain Falcon like ride the Blue Falcon across the Heartless.
Oh, that's actually really good, and undoubtedly Captain Falcon could do it faster.
He's definitely
because he speeds his game. Yeah,
he's faster than a gummy ship.
He's much faster than a gummy ship. That's a good point.
Sonic could do it. I've seen a fan game where he does it.
Yep, Sonic could do it. Snake couldn't, just because he would get timed out by dialogue and trying to learn the backstory of every single Disney movie that he gets into.
Xehanort. Oh, I want to hear Otacon talk
That's
about
Xehanort.
Which one?
This guy looks like Sora.
I'm trying to think
It's
about
Roxas again.
Huey on the boat, but he's talking about like
You're the real Heartless.
Yeah. You're the Heartless. I'm not the Heartless. You're the real nobodies. Do you ever notice how we still feel emotions even though we say that we have no emotions? God.
I just want to hear the Ocelot tape about fucking the Door to Darkness.
This puts in perspective. Could Mario compete with Sora in the contest of
No way,
winning
that
Kingdom Hearts?
bitch is dead instantly. Are you kidding me? That guy is out of it.
I want to think he has a chance, but also I don't know if I can, like, the moment he goes heartless, he's just going to stay that way.
He already doesn't have a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 25, so you stop having one of those at 25.
Oh, God. Oh, I hate that he's 25.
He's as old
who
as
said
me.
He's 25?
He's as old as us. What the fuck?
How did Mario become 25? When did that happen?
No, it's like canonically, or like in whatever fucking design doc that Miyamoto had floating around. Just the phrasing, he is about 24 to 25 is like included.
What? Oh, wow. I didn't think they would be so specific. Like, he's got a trade job and he's a journeyman in it. He's got overalls.
He's got it pretty made.
Huh. Well, that explains that. That is...
Bayo could do it easily.
Who could?
Bayonetta.
Oh, you are completely correct. Yeah. That brings me to... could Mega Man do it?
Oh, yeah. Actually.
I think Mega Man could.
I feel like it would just be like get equipped with Will of Fire or whatever the fuck.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I think he could solve all the puzzles, and I think it would be almost exactly as fast as Sora. I don't think it'd be faster or slower.
I think you're right.
He's got good hops, too. Just like almost the exact same as Sora.
Cloud couldn't, though. I just want to say that right now.
Cloud couldn't?
No, Cloud couldn't.
He's too busy dressing like Vincent.
Yeah. Could Sephiroth? Maybe. It depends on what Sephiroth we're talking about here.
Yeah, it depends if Sephiroth wants to. If he's feeling it that day.
Yeah.
I don't need to deal with this Xehanort guy. Look at him. Look at him. I got better things to do. Well, that is our podcast today. Thank you all for listening and being a part of Video Game Choo Choo. It means the world to me, and it means the world to all of us that are part of this. I have been your host, Solon. I'm the fake John Machonsky. He will be back in a week and a few weeks once he has finished moving and getting everything settled. But please, if you haven't been on our website, videogamechoochoo.com, go check it out. We've got plenty of stuff coming down the pipe, as well as all of our podcasts and videos are going to be held there. The Twitter that you could follow is at VGChoochoo, and our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com, also keeps all of the news on those feeds. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/videogamechoochoo, as well as YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/videogamechoochoo, you'll find us there. Our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. A lot of people have been very kind to patronize us along this journey that we've all been riding on. And it's just $3 for all of the content that we put out a week early, especially our anime podcast. If you want to jump on that right when it comes out, you can listen to Train Works. Help me, Rose.
Oh, Unlimited Railworks. Yes.
Unlimited Railworks. Which you all just did with you and LV and Maverick. You were there too, right?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched The Tatami Galaxy.
Oh, that show looked gorgeous. That has some style to it.
Yeah.
It's good. Go watch it.
And then go listen to the podcast afterwards because you get all the information from it. Also,
it's
come
available
join us on the
YouTube right now.
Join us on the Discord at thegamezone.zone, as well as you can follow us on twitch.tv/VGChoochoo, where we host our wrestle shows and we host our fun, whenever we're doing some community stuff, it's going to be on there. There's tons of different ways you can get involved. Our music that you heard at the beginning, at the end, is Melt Channel. This is or maybe it's Magic Circuit today for their theme song. I want to thank them for their theme song Crush off the album Magic is Real, and you can find them at meltchannel.bandcamp.com, as well as magiccircuit.bandcamp.com. And that's our show. Rose, please tell us where we can find you, because I want to hear more about you when we're not doing podcasts too.
Well, I'm over at twitter.com @horngal. And you can also find my incredibly inactive VTuber account at Curry Draco. Curry like the food.
Okay,
I'm going to do more at some point, but you know.
It may be inactive from time to time, but every time it's active, it's straight fire.
Thank you.
Yeah, like it is worth the follow just to anytime that pops up and I can go, yes, but then find what Rose is playing for the day. Maverick, how's your spelling today? I want to give you a little spelling test of your own Twitter handle.
Thank you. As always, you can find me at MavSpleniamania, and that's at MavSpleniamania, where I just post bullshit right now. I'm living it. I'm taking it easy. I've got a 4-day week. I got a 4-day break ahead of me, and I'm going to take that to really just unwind, because let me tell you, it's been a ride so far.
Well, Mavmania Splania, I gotta tell you, we've got GCW on Saturday. There's going to be a bloodfest in the ring. It's one of the best wrestling cards I've seen in the indies. So don't sit tight too much.
Oh, you better believe it.
There's some wild stuff in that scene right now.
I mean, hell, Wrestle Princess is tonight, I want to say.
Wow, you're right, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. That's going to be Wrestle Princess on the new DDT Pro network, right?
Yes, it is. And my wife, Maki Ito, is going to win the Princess of Princess Championship. And that's when I fly out to Japan, actually, to actually go ahead and proceed with the wedding officiations. It's a very old joke that I have with friends, but,
She's going to kick your fucking head in.
Finally, someone will. God.
And last and most definitely least, I am your host, Solon, and I go by Chorby SP on Twitch and on Twitter. You can find me at Chorby SP. In both places, I stream every single day, and I do not stop, and I do not rest, I do not sleep, and content never sleeps, so I don't either. Thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next week for a brand new Video Game Choo Choo with all of the fun bells and whistles and all the news du jour that you could possibly handle. Thanks for listening.